what's the guidance for the Twin Flame Collective tonight for this full moon? And these are the two that popped out for us. So the first card, the 3 card for the Divine Feminine here, is the 3rd ray of creative intelligence. And it reads, the 3rd ray of creative intelligence brings the gift of practical spirituality and develops the talent for grounded, inspired creativity into the world. I mean, this is straight up twin flame stuff. It empowers your manifestation. This is calling it out of the ether and putting it into the world. This ray brings many gifts, including new ideas and the practical support needed to bring them to life, the ability to organize, make connections and networks, and synthesize information from various sources into one coherent whole. Archangel Samuel helps you receive this gift from the universe with love and intelligence. And the invocation for the 3rd ray of creative intelligence says, I now accept of my own free will the blessing of the grace of the 3rd ray of creative intelligence. I thank the universe for all assistance in turning my spiritual aspirations into successful, practical, real world manifestations of light, grace, love, and empowerment. I mean, this is everything I've been shown we're here to do, is channel love and ground it onto the planet Earth at this time. I gratefully receive the unconditionally loving intervention of Archangel Samuel to recover and express all talents and abilities meant to help me fulfill my mission. Ooh, I needed this one. Thank you, universe, for helping me to manifest my divine dreams. I ask that in unconditional love, this ray may be made available to all who can benefit from it, according to divine wisdom, mercy, and compassion for the greatest good, so be it. Is that resonating for you all who are here in the chat, and for those of you who resonate as divine feminine? Because that would definitely resonated for me. So let's check out what it says for the divine masculine. Because they pop out at the same time, both last video and this video. So I'm like, well, which is which, guys? And this one just clearly says power of the divine masculine. And I can see from the way Jupiter has moved retrograde and is now direct that all of us have had a rebalancing of our masculine energies over the last 4 months. In a really significant way. So this card reads, an empowering energy seeks expression from within. It wishes to free you from confusion, paralysis, and stagnancy. Yeah, that was that Jupiter retrograde now direct. It seeks to stir you into consciously chosen action, greater discipline and focus. It's time to end the frustration of repeating old patterns. You are ready to break through into a new way of life. Feel inspired, be energized, and focus on your dreams and desires. Take steps to manifest them on the physical plane. Believe your success is inevitable. Wow, that's deep. So that one is also such a great message. And you can see here, like in a realm of darkness, this man is channeling light. He is light flowing from his heart, through his hands, from the divine, into a very dark place. And I believe that's what all divine masculines are doing. And those of us who are rebalancing our masculine energies within, that's what we're doing, is we're channeling this energy from the divine back to planet Earth. So the invocation reads, I call upon the unconditionally loving divine masculine within me. I respect, honor, and need you. I release past pain and how we related to each other. We are blessed. Ooh, getting the truth chills. We are blessed with divine love and healing now. Help me to have the courage and self-belief to live my truths and be open about who I am. I honor your strength and power within me. I know that for every dream the divine has placed in my heart, so too has equal measure of confidence, intelligence, strength, and capacity been placed in my soul. Whew. I choose to have the courage of my convictions and to journey within to find whatever I need to bring my light fully into the world. May all beings be supported in overcoming pain relating to the masculine principle. Wow. Yeah, I see this a lot in my readings, that there's, if for twins to actually come together, there's a need to restore faith, trust, love in masculine energy, and restore balance and come to a place of love with the masculine energies that have been present in our lives to this point. It goes on to say, may all beings restore, heal, love, and respect him as his divine purpose and the spiritual evolution of humanity. Through my own free will, I invite unconditional love to assist with this process for all beings. So be it. Powerful invocations tonight from the Lightworker Oracle deck. I'm going to pause there and turn the floor over to Jason. Awesome. Will you also say your prayer? I love that prayer that you do.
Yeah, I said it before we came on, but I'll
Did
say
you?
it again. Yeah, I said it quietly.
For those of you that don't know Jason, he does a prayer every time he reads on his channel.
Yes, I was saying it to myself before I logged into the Zoom. So yeah, let me go ahead. I'd like to thank you all for being here, and I'd like to thank Spirit, my spirit guides, ancestors, archangels, and angels, especially archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. Thank you for gathering around me and protecting my light, my energy, my vibration. Thank you for gathering around Kay, protecting her light, her energy, and vibration, and for all who are present here. Thank you for repelling the darkness, gathering around our twin souls, and protecting them as well, and the union and the connection. Thank you for the clear and direct messages for everyone tonight, and for the healing guidance that we need. So the Thoth deck is a little bit different than most traditional tarot decks. It's very much an intuitive deck, and you won't recognize, unless you have the deck, you won't recognize from traditional tarot the illustrations on the cards, and each card has a descriptive, a word to actually describe the feeling, because it's so sort of abstract. Because I take flyers, I do read reversals, guys, but because I take flyers, often you don't know whether something's coming out reversed or not. So most of the time, you're not going to hear reversals from me. Some arcana message for them. Sorry about my dogs, guys. Okay.
Hello, puppies.
They're being noisy. Okay, wow. Same major arcana. Okay, so the energy card that we've got for those people who are in separation right now on a twin journey is card number 32. The card is Door to Spirit. Now, this card breaks down to the number 5. And you guys know the number 5 is all about change, right? And so obviously what I was just saying, when you're in separation and no communication, especially, that's a time that is always going to be marked by great change in your life and your twin soul or divine counterpart's life. And so this is Door to Spirit. This is about basically ascending to another level or a higher frequency or vibration at this time, and going through great changes. Not just you, but both of you. That's the overriding energy right now. And that comes from first and foremost balancing your energies, which is the major arcana that I got from the Syrian Starseed, the Strength card. So with the Strength card, this card is really about, it is about strength, and it is about sort of taming of tempers, but really most of all what it's about is the balancing of energies, the feminine and masculine within you, and for your divine counterpart, those energies being balanced within them. So if you're the divine feminine in this situation, for example, your energy would tend to be, right, naturally more, would probably lean toward the feminine energy being stronger within you than the masculine energy, right? And so what's important on this journey is for you to balance those energies. So for you to balance those energies, you would want to focus more than normal on the masculine energy within you getting a chance to shine, so that it can balance out the feminine. So if you are divine feminine, you're probably much more attuned to your intuition, your heart space, but maybe not so much with manifestation and action, creativity, creation. The energy that you would want to sort of focus on and grow would be that side of you that is maybe entrepreneurial, or action oriented in really manifesting the things that your heart's desires into reality, in order to balance your energies out, and vice versa. As you do that, what you would see happen on the opposite side would be the divine masculine would then sort of balance out by raising the divine feminine energy within them more. Okay, so that's how the mirroring takes place, and that's definitely what, to me, what the strength card is about, especially when you're in separation and no communication with someone. All right, let me look at these. Hang on, guys. Okay, so you've got some interesting things going on here. There's within this separation, there's clearly a lot of pain going on for a lot of you right now. I mean, I expected this when you're reading for sort of a collective. There's a lot of pain. A lot of us are having trouble, and I say us because I'm part of the twin soul journey. But a lot of us, especially people who are in no communication and separation, maybe if you're new to this journey, you may be having a lot of trouble turning the focus inward. If your first question is what are they doing, when are they coming back, that type of thing, when you get a reading, you're probably not quite where you need to be yet on the journey, and be patient with yourself. But you've got the Temperance card here. This is a major arcana, and the reason the Temperance card is something I want you to really take comfort in is the Temperance card does not come out when you're in a situation that needs to end. If this situation was over, you would not see the Temperance card. You might see the Death card, right, or something like that. The Temperance card is both assurance and encouragement, because it's saying there's more to come in this situation. The universe does support the journey that you're on, but what it's also saying is you're in separation for a reason. Something was not balanced in this relationship. Maybe you were giving too much and the other person was taking too much, but that's not allowed to stand, guys. Like, the universe is not okay with a relationship that's unbalanced like that. And certainly as a twin soul, you guys are not okay with that. Your contract is a healthy relationship. That's why when it's toxic, you go separate ways, because it's not in your contract to have an unhealthy relationship and to be in each other's lives in an unhealthy way. It's just not allowed. So right now, there's a balancing of energies. That's what's taking place while you're in separation. And it's really important that you come to acceptance of that in order to move forward. Because if you're holding on to the past, whatever cycle you were in, even knowing it wasn't balanced and it was a little toxic because the love was so strong, you're holding on to something that wasn't what you agreed to do. What you agreed to do most of all was to separate when it was like that. Okay. And you have to keep that in mind and understand the separation was important. You've also got the Tower card here. And the Tower, I think everyone who's familiar with tarot knows what the Tower card represents, but it's definitely an energy of things crashing down. It could mean that someone is, their resistance is coming down. It could mean that the life they're living is coming crashing down. With the other cards around here, it feels like what's really coming down is someone sort of living in this physical realm and not paying attention to their insides, not paying attention to the spiritual stuff. So I don't know if that's you or your counterpart or both of you to a certain extent, because there's going to be mirroring. Now, the mirroring is always the case in a twin soul journey. It does seem to get stronger the further along you go on the journey, right? Yeah, you've got the Ten of Swords here. The Nine of Wands, right? The Ten of Swords is the ending of a cycle, and the Nine of Wands is being stubborn and pushing through. So there's an energy, you're right between, or they are right between the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords. And I say you because, like I said, there is a mirroring here. So whatever they're coming to an end of with the Tower and the Ten of Swords, and whatever you're coming to an end of is going to mirror that in some way. But it's really not just an ending, it's a new beginning. And then what's coming next is really nice. That's what I like the best. There's the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. So what that's telling me, 2 8s, is repeating 8s is a really good number, because it represents that you're going to have abundance coming in. The 8s it's a karmic number, and it's about abundance. And this is about putting the work into something and communicating and moving forward. So whatever's coming down here, this Tower energy, this Ten of Swords, whatever is coming to really a hard end, even though this person or you or both of you is kind of resisting that ending, it's good. You've got to let that ending happen. So if you're resisting it with this Nine of Wands, allow the ending to come in, because the ending is what's necessary, what's actually going to lead to growth in this relationship. The Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands are both really good cards as far as communication and forward movement that's going to move this thing from point A to point B, or from point A to point C even, because there's strong movement forward when you see the Eight of Wands, and it's fast movement also. So yeah, most of all, and I think most importantly, I think it's just to really reiterate this, really take comfort in the fact that the Temperance card is here, and there's a balancing taking place that you couldn't do on your own, that really the universe has to handle that. So when you feel the need to try and control this situation, or to reach out or chase someone, or run, if you were the runner, I doubt there's many runners in here. Most of the runners are not paying attention to what's going on right now. But if you are the one that's tempted to reach out or chase someone who's already running from you, you need to ask yourself why you're tempted to do that, and what's the benefit going to be, because this is saying that more is being accomplished by the universe right now than you could ever do on your own, right? Mm-hmm. And so let this thing end, let this Tower come down. This cycle probably wasn't so healthy to begin with, so it needs to come to an end, because you're holding on. This tells me, based on everything I'm seeing, some people are holding on to cycles that really need to end. I've been there, but that's not gonna help anything, and the cycle is really over anyway. You're holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore, and what you're actually doing is preventing the new cycle from beginning, that's going to be much more pleasant. At least that's the hope, right?
Powerful.
But it looks, yeah, and it looks good. I mean, I think the biggest thing you could focus on with this Door to Spirit and the Strength card is really focus on balancing your energies, because you're going to see that being mirrored on the other side of your connection, and focus on, obviously, raising the vibration to the point of even maybe a frequency raise that's going to allow you to level up. Because this is, I think Kay and I have talked about this in the past, the one beautiful thing about this relationship that's got the advantage over others is, instead of the person who's a low vibe bringing you down, you can actually most of the time raise the vibration for both of you when you're the one focused on that. And that's a real advantage to have. So think about that, guys, and really focus on that. Excuse me. Okay, so
Beautiful.
then
thank you. So many people are saying that they resonate with this.
Yeah,
it's a powerful read. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And I know, guys, I know it's hard to allow a cycle to end when it's with someone that you care about so much, that's like your other half. But you have to, I went through something like this recently. It was a good cycle. We were hanging out, we were good. But when it ends, it ends. And if you're holding on to something that's over, you're just preventing the new and the good and the better from coming in. So just remember that, even if the better happens without them in your life, right?
Powerful. Wow. Thank you.
All right. You're most welcome. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what the energy is for those who are on the twin soul journey in some communication. This is for collective twin soul in some communication. And it's for feminine and masculine, because like I said, for me, the energies are going to be mirroring anyway. But usually the person running or not as awakened is usually the masculine side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nice.
All right. So I'll have to remember to timestamp this. This is for twins who are in some form of communication. Yay. Tikiva, I see your question here. When does the cycle actually end? During the full moon at 8 a.m. tomorrow? That would be so
that be
nice
to know.
I
Yes.
have a feeling you're joking with us, but Jason, I'll let you take that one.
At 8:01 officially, the cycle will end. Just so you know.
Oh, it would be so nice if that was it. Tomorrow would be a favorite day for so many people.
Right. Nice. Okay, guys, listen, this looks really good. For those of you who are in some communication, we didn't really specify what that means. But this is in some communication, and I'm not mentioning, you know, someone being in another situation. So this is almost in union, I guess, because based on the way the cards came out, or on the way toward it, or at least in a cycle that's fairly productive, which is good because you've got the sun coming out twice, which is amazing. And then the overall energy read is journey. Okay, that's card number 2. And it's really where you guys are at. I think you're both at a point, if this is for you, if you're someone who's in communication with your twin soul, neither one of you are in a third party situation, or has a soulmate or a karmic partner, someone that, you know, is sort of involved in the energy as well, and you're both sort of figuring out what's going on here. You're both on this journey right together, and there's a lot of happiness. And I think the reason the sun card is coming out for you right now is to tell, and also the 4 of Wands, which is sort of, for me, it's that union card for twin souls. I think the reason all of this is coming out, solar deity, this is the sun card, is I think I'm getting the feeling it's coming out because it's important that you recognize the need for really focusing on the clarity and the happiness you're experiencing right now. Don't take this for granted, because you're going to need to store it. I don't know, there's an old poem about a hero, and it says the hero comes when he is needed, bringing his light. And the point, I don't remember all the words to the poem, but it says he brings his light so that people can store up that light, so that they have something to look to with hope when that hero is gone, right? I read it about JFK regarding his assassination, and I think the sun card applies here for that. So it's sort of about, you know, soak it up. Like, this is a time to enjoy. You may not be in union, but if you're in good communication with the person who you care pretty much most about on this planet, it's a good time to enjoy that, because inevitably, if it's a twin soul journey, you're not yet in union, you're probably on the road to triggering each other in some way that brings up something that really needs to be healed, that's so painful that it's going to cause you to separate for a while. Just being real with you, you know, that's the real deal about a twin soul journey. If that's not the case, and you're in total union, that's amazing. And it looks like you could very well be on the way here. But what usually happens is you guys are going to come together after those periods of separation, and then you both have the chance to decide, are we ready? Are we ready to do this now? Right? Or do we need to go away for more healing? And you both have to decide this. You've got the 10 of Pentacles here, right? So the whole treasure chest is here. The sun is here. The 4 of Wands is here. However, just to be reminded that you're still in human form, you've also got the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. The 7's a special number too. It's in Judeo-Christian religions, it's sort of a holy number of completion. And so I think it's very poignant that you have 2 7s amongst all of these amazing cards. And so this feels like, this reading, although Kay and I didn't classify it as such, it makes sense. If nobody's in a third party situation, you're not maybe in union, but you're communicating, this may be like a last cycle for some of you before union, because the only thing that's coming up are these 7s representing completion. They're not great cards, right? There's some illusions here, and there's some deception still going on. Someone's not being completely honest about where they're at on the journey with their partner or with themselves. Someone's not addressing some issues. And I get it. Like, when you love someone, it's very easy to not address things that are painful to address. However, remember, the contract is you can choose to be together, but it has to be healthy. So this is not that big of a deal. These things just need to be addressed and healed, and they could probably be addressed without going into separation. These triggers may not be so great. I mean, the sun is here twice, so there's really a lot of energy for happiness and for union. It's really about both of you and your willingness to deal with these things. Now, unaddressed, you're going to be triggered, and they're going to go into separation, because, like I said, the contract is for healthy relationship. So whatever these things are, I would say it's really important to search yourself and address whatever these things are and deal with them now. Okay. Don't wait for the tower to come in and wreck all this happiness. Be open and honest with yourselves and with your partner. Okay. You've got everything else. The 10 of Pentacles, it's all here. So whatever those 7s represent for you, I mean, on their face, they can represent deception and potentially, I, especially with the Seven of Cups, I'm getting the feeling there's some unaddressed issues with mental illness for somebody out there, potentially just depression, maybe strong anxiety, and it just needs to be addressed. I'm not saying necessarily with medication, maybe just with um, alternative healing or counseling. Who knows? I don't know the answer. I just know what it feels like for me as I'm tapping into the feeling. And I've felt that since I did the first reading too. There's a lot of issues with depression and anxiety. Um, and so those things have to be addressed, even if not in the traditional ways. I know a lot of people who don't believe in a lot of psychotropic medications, and that's fine. The issues and the symptoms still exist though. And so you got to find some way of dealing with them, hopefully with your partner or without, right? That's what I've got for you guys.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. That was also a very powerful read, Jay.
Yeah.
For those of you who want to get a reading here, I'm putting it in the chat, the website and the email that you can find for Jason here. So Jay, is
So
there, what do you
yeah,
prefer?
I don't, okay, so the website's under construction right now. So, I mean,
Okay.
you can actually go to the website, but you can't actually book right now through the website. For bookings right now, it's just done through the, you can email me, rayoflighttarot@yahoo.com, or go through the actual Cash App or PayPal and just book the reading. And everything's on my channel in the descriptions of all my videos and on my About section of my channel. And when you book a reading, by making the love donation or payment for the reading, you just include your contact info in that payment section, and I will in the notes section of the payment, and I will contact you within about 24 hours to get it all set.
Okay.
So
we've got lots of thanks and praise here.
thank you,
Guided
guys.
Intuition says that was amazing.
Okay, so we got one more.
Jenny Johnson says one more.
Go ahead.
But people are all, they're just loving on you.
I
Thank
know,
you,
I
Jason, for the
appreciate it.
read. Thank you, K Moon, for facilitating. You're welcome, Jenny Johnson. Jason's a great reader, says Nicole C. A personal read is so worth it. Yeah, I've had readings with Jason, and he's stellar.
Thank you,
Stellar.
guys. Stop it.
So last one, who's our last group here for people who are in soulmate relationships with others? Yes.
Right. So, and see, some of these may apply, like the first reading, which was no communication, would apply to some of you. And also this one, maybe you're in no communication and your twin soul has a soulmate that they're with now, a karmic soulmate or a person that is, you know, they're learning from right now in another relationship. Right. So they may both apply.
Perfect. Yeah, that was the goal, to get crossover resonance so that everyone got something.
Definitely. Okay. So what's the energy for people who are on the journey, the collective on the journey with someone with both or one in the soulmate connection? All right. So I'm going to go ahead. 2 cards. So you've got envy, card number 20. Not surprising. I know, listen, I don't know what step in this thing you guys are on. I'm not trying to sound bigger than anybody else. I don't think that I am, but I never quite went through this. And I think it's because of the way my personal twin soul journey progressed, as very much a friendship, an intense friendship, but just a real friendship. So I didn't have that envy for their partner in that way. But, you know, I understand that feeling definitely. And I think I've recently maybe felt a little of that. But I think the point of the envy is more why the other card came out. That's card number 20, so it breaks down to a 2. And then this is card number 34, which breaks down to a 7, whereas the completion is coming in because of this envy. And it's door to personal healing and happiness. So look at anytime you experience this type of an emotion or energy because of a situation, it really is a door to healing. Like if you can address that honestly, it will be that, right? So whatever the thing is within, I mean, the most natural reason is because you feel you want to be with that person and they're choosing to be with somebody else. But that person really is, if they're with a soulmate right now, and you're their twin soul, that person is doing things for them that you, like Kay said, that you couldn't do. Um, and they're actually preparing them in a really beautiful way for their purpose and for your role in their life as well. So it's really important to recognize that and be grateful if you're able. And not to fool yourself or kid yourself or pretend there's not love in that connection as well. Because I guarantee you there is, or there certainly was at one time. It may not be the same. Certainly it's not the same as what you share with your twin, but it's there nonetheless. And whatever the reason, a lot of times, you know, I talked to a twin soul who their twin soul is with a karmic soulmate, whatever, because of a financial situation. And the twin soul said, well, and it's very frustrating because financially I could provide the same things for that twin soul that they're getting from this person. But you know what? That's the thing. If they're staying with someone because of a financial situation, that's your twin soul. You have a contract with them. They're not going to leave them and come to you and be in a financial situation with their twin soul. They're not going to do that with you. You have a contract. It's just not going to work that way. Do you understand, guys? Like that can't stand. There has to be something shifting in that dynamic. You can't be what that person is. Hope that makes sense. And a lot of the things that you would put up with in a soulmate relationship, you won't accept in or from your twin soul relationship, right? Because it's not healthy. Okay. The Tower. We've got Prince of Swords and Prince of Wands. This is the pages, Page of Swords, Page of Wands. And the Fool, Six of Swords, and Nine of Wands. So with the Tower here as the major arcana energy and then the Fool, clearly, I think that this is an interesting time. For all three of these readings, there's some, what I've noticed as just a consistent thread is change, massive changes. So this is for people who have soulmates they're with. The Tower's here. I know a lot of twin souls in soulmate relationships. They're going in a really difficult direction. If they're not crashing down, they're on the verge of that. And that's really, you know, not, I don't like to go into that stuff because that's not my business or our business, what's going on in those situations. So let's just leave the Tower here and say, I think it's pretty clear what that represents, especially with the Fool card next, which is about taking a leap of faith into something new and beginning a new journey. This is the beginning of the Fool's journey. It's that newness, that leap of faith and that trusting in the process. Okay. There is the Nine of Wands here. So there's a little energy. There's some split energy still. So there's some energy of being torn between starting something new and trying to fix the old. And when you're doing a collective reading, of course, that makes sense to me. But most of all, there's this newness energy coming in here in the tarot. The Four of Cups, though, bottom of the deck, does make me feel like it's more than just a little bit. There is some resistant energy, so that's important. But this is collective. So there's this Fool energy on the one hand, and then there's some real struggle to let go, even after a Tower moment. Real struggle to let go. The Six of Swords, though, is a great energy coming out beside the Fool. This is representing moving into a place or a cycle where things are just calm, just peaceful, just I keep getting a vision of, you know, people moving boxes into an apartment, just like you're moving in somewhere. It's just and that doesn't sound calm or peaceful to you maybe, but it does to me. It feels very, I get this energy of people just kind of finally, it's been something you've maybe dreamed about together for a long enough time that it just feels very natural, this next phase. And yes, it's going to be passionate, and yes, it's going to be a sort of a new way of looking at life. But once things are let go of, and this healing, right? This healing has taken place. There's healing, not just healing here, but it's the door to healing and what? Happiness. So that's the most beautiful part. It's the door to healing and then happiness. That's what follows the healing. And that's really beautiful. So I really like this energy. I really like the Fool here, especially the Tower and the Fool. I think it's, you can't really ask for two more better neighbors, right? After the Tower, one would hope the Fool comes in, and that's just the way it came out. So if it's not the ending of this particular situation, there's definitely a time where something is coming to an end, and there's an opportunity for new growth and newness. So whatever this is, take and make the best of it. Instead of staying in the envy energy, push yourself, flow into the healing, because the universe will never, your higher self would never have you staying in a place of envy for anyone. That's not a natural feeling. Your higher self would flow you right into this healing and happiness, and that's what you need to do. Whatever this Tower energy is, if it's for you or your divine counterpart, flow yourself or help them to flow right into that Fool energy, whatever it is, so they can flow right into a new cycle of happiness. And sometimes it's not about that soulmate leaving or them leaving or any of that stuff. Sometimes it is just about something that you can be of help with as a divine counterpart and a friend, because most of all, you should be their friend when it's your twin soul, and have their back, have each other's back. And you can help them ease and transition into this new cycle without it being too painful.
Super.
For some of you, for some of you, what's happening is, I don't know what, I think it's for some of you who are in it may just be for one or two people who are in no communication with this person as well. They're in a lot of pain right now, and you may be getting waves of anxiety that you're feeling from them. And it's because they're in a situation that's very manipulative and very cruel, and they're not being treated very well. And so I can understand why there's some anger, or I don't know why it's coming out as envy. It feels more like anger to me about that karmic or soulmate person, because you don't feel like they're loving your twin soul properly or treating them well. So I don't feel like the Tower for those people is an ending to the situation. They're going to still be under that roof, and there's some very unhealthy behavior and bad treatment taking place. So all you can do is try to transmute those energies when they come to you, and send them back with love, light, and healing, and do as much 5D work as you can, and send them healing that way, because you can't, it's not, I know it feels like it is, but it's really not your place to get involved. Even when that type of thing is happening, it's not your place. They make a choice to go into no communication. You have to honor that choice, even when you're feeling that kind of dysfunction and pain coming. Okay. All you can do is transmute that energy and send it with light, heat, love, and healing. Okay. Yeah, that's tough. Please disconnect me from that energy. All right, guys. I hope this helped you guys and gave you some insights into your situations. And I wish you guys all happiness, unions, and everything really soon. So sorry,
This is
Kristen.
awesome. Jay, this was wonderful. I really love doing this with you. Thank you so much. For those of you who want to book a reading with Jason here, check out rayoflighttarot@gmail.com. Shoot him an email. He's got all of his prices. Or Yahoo. rayoflighttarot@yahoo.com. He's got all of the prices and everything, or things you need to know about it, on his about section over on his channel. Please like and subscribe and share his channel. He's an incredible reader here, very gifted. Is there anything you'd like to do as we close out? Anything you'd like to share as we close? I think you have something special coming, don't you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
What do I have coming?
A new special type of reading that helps people focus on their journey.
Guys, I'm sorry. Kay, it's been a long day. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yes, I do. I want to say thank you so much for having me. And it's been fun, guys. Thank you guys for your love and support. Yeah, Kay's right. I'm just a little bit tired tonight. I've been doing readings all day. So yeah, I'm always going to do the twin soul and soulmate readings, because that's sort of, that love vibration is sort of where I found my niche with this. And so that's definitely my go-to, but I'm really trying to spread it into other directions, because I don't really enjoy doing the readings about toxic relationships over and over. So I'm really enjoying this new reading that I'm rolling out called, I got the idea from Consciousness Evolution Journey's Map of Destiny readings that she did for the signs about a year ago. And so it's called like a Map of Destiny. I'm calling it the What Makes You Magic reading. And I'm pulling from the beginning to the end, basically starting with your soul before it manifested in human form. This isn't past life stuff so much as whether you have starseed origin or what your soul's set out to do, and the life path, your romantic connections, your purpose, your particular magic and psychic gifts, etc., and sort of what the map of destiny looks like for you. It's about an hour and 15, hour and 20-minute long reading. I've done a couple of them, and it's the same price as my hour-long readings. It's $150 for the reading. And when you book it, when you make payment to either the PayPal or the Cash App listed, you just want to put in the notes section for Map of Destiny or for Magic reading. And that's what it is. It's going to be a recorded reading, not a live reading, because you'll want to watch it a couple of times probably.
Perfect. I really
Okay.
appreciate you sharing that. And then also for those of you who like the, the kind of YouTube live community format, you can check out, Jason does like live micro readings sometimes. I think Wednesday nights and Saturday nights at times.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing those with you guys tonight. I'm just, like I said, I'm too tired to even try. So definitely, usually I usually do Friday and then Saturday or Sunday and Wednesday. So those are the days I usually, without fail, will do them.
So go ahead, subscribe to his channel, hit that notification bell so that you know when he goes live for those micro readings, and definitely hit that notification bell here on this channel as well, so that for our next live next week, got another amazing guest coming up. Her name is Marie from Divine Love and Light Warrior Woke Tribe. She's I've said this every time I've spoken about her, but this woman has such an incredible gift for understanding twins who are in soulmate relationships with others, and the operation and navigation of those dynamics at like the highest levels of integrity. So she's going to do the same 3 spreads that we just did, but she's based on the West Coast, you're East Coast. I figured you two were tapped into very different collective energies, and I wanted to give everyone the chance to hear a couple different messages, a couple different ways. So I'll see you never guys live next week.
Congratulations, Kay, on your channel's growth and success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a great night. Take care. Bye for now.